Hi, everyone. Welcome to day 2. It is so good to have you. Today is going to be all about the second step, which is alignment. But before we dive in, I want to do a recap of day 1. And I heard a lot of positive feedback coming back to me, so that was good. It was very clear. But I want you to look at your experience after day 1 and kind of tune into that before we go deeper. So day 1 was about level 3, which is when it comes down to activation, you allow yourself to be activated through life, which is what 95% of humanity does. They go through life, they struggle their way through life in struggle mode, and they kind of bump into people, situations, and that's where they start learning and activating from a very triggered kind of sense. So that's the level 3. Level 2 is where you are more aware and where you're doing, I call it the butterfly effect, different way. You're like eating a little bit here and here and here. There's little commitment, but there's great, like, let's fix it. It's a place of need. It's like, I want to fix this. So there's a desire to fix, but it's from a place of need. So it's not very elevated. So like seeing a problem, let's fix it. In my relationship, around my purpose, when it comes down to health, money, it has this energy. And then we have the level 1, and I love to have level 1 experiences. I create them in the community. This is what I do. So this is for the people who love to be in a high frequency environment where you will be activated from your divinity, not through life, not through need. So this is a next level activation. A lot of people are being called into this place because the old ways are no longer working, plus it's not as much fun. So level 1 is all about design. In order to be able to live on that frequency, it's giving yourself permission. That is the key to unlock literally, click to level 1 experience. It's giving yourself permission by stepping into that next level. A lot of the times we don't give ourselves this permission. We give ourselves permission to have what we need, but not necessarily what we desire. Okay? So that was the recap. Now going to you. I want you to take a moment, and you have probably been playing with the levels, seeing things in your life, being very honest about what it really is. Where are you operating? On survival mode, in the different arenas, relationships, purpose, business, health, wealth. We're going for all in. So I'm not talking about the activation of just your purpose. I'm not talking about the activation of just your relationships. I'm talking about the full-blown embodiment and activation of all of you, okay? So I'm all about all of you, not just one arena, everything of you, because you are the physical expression of your divinity. And you really cannot put that in one thing. I see Anika. Hello. I see you popping up. Good to see you. And so back to you. What have you been noticing? If you've been honest, where have you been operating on the frequency of desire? I'm 100% in that. It's a very elevated state. It's like that next level where you are attuning to high frequencies, like in here, where you may be having high level conversations with your love, with people around you. Where have you been having conversations, experiences on a level 2? This is usually the repetitive stuff. I need to do this. I have to do this. I don't have a choice. This is part of my life. And then there's the level 3, which is really just getting by. So like start looking through the different arenas in your life, whether it is your purpose, your relationships, whether it is self-worth or self-love, your gifts, your health, your wealth. Start looking and start seeing, and then start dropping it in the chat. So yeah, start putting it in here because that makes it real. It's one thing to come in places like this and to receive. Great. It's a whole different thing to start embodying. I'm not going to go all in because that will be tomorrow. That's where I go all in. But in order to embody it in physical form, it's not just receiving divine activations. I promise you that. I've tried it for years. I could get all the downloads available. The truth is, it's about how do I allow myself to express this in my life? How do I shift myself in this vibration? How do I shift myself into this thing? How do I take next level decisions? How do I give myself next level permission? How do I trust in next level ways? So let's see what was coming up for you. Getting by does not work because when turbulence comes, you will find your back is up against the wall. I saw how I was programmed to just get by. Now it has been transmuted. So that is something where if you see that, it's just the first step. If you go out of survival mode, and I've experienced that a lot, and you go into the next, here we go, there's something else available, but there actually is more. And I'm excited because I know they will bring more. Not now, but it is like in the next months, there will be next levels revealed. I can just feel that very clearly. So let's see if someone is courageous enough, or maybe you're just writing it down, but it's like, allow yourself to ground what you see. Acknowledge yourself in this. I'm actually doing really well in this level 1 arena. Or I can actually see in this place, I'm operating in that, and I would love to change that. Or I'm actually operating on that, but I'm not ready to shift that yet. Sometimes you're not ready to shift it yet. But if you see it, it's no longer like I'm victimized by this experience. It's actually, I can see it and I'm not there yet. You can see my lipstick is all over. It's typical for me, right? I still can't act out of desire. Like, and then it's like, make it really simple. Okay, if you feel like I can't act, maybe it's with your food choice. Go to a grocery store and allow yourself to buy the one thing, or the one flower works really well as well. Go to a flower shop. You don't need to buy like a whole bouquet. Maybe if you can, go for the whole bouquet. Like go to this place, whether it is a shop, like a food shop. Do your groceries and pick the thing you really desire. Maybe it's the beautiful, like all organic, I don't know, avocado. And you're always looking at it and you're like, no, too expensive for me. It's like, you're gonna buy that. You're gonna invest in that and you're gonna enjoy that. That is desire. It's giving yourself permission to order from the menu without looking at the prices. Allowing yourself the experience. That is what it is to like tap into desire. Yeah, can be a massive activation if you allow yourself to do an investment like that in the grocery store, or purchasing the flower, something you really love, because it's an ignition and it changes, and then it starts altering in bigger things. Don't go for the biggest thing. Go for the little things and see how your life starts shifting. That's how your life shifts. Oh, you've been doing a lot of homework. Oh, you have been working like a lot, or at least being aware, like next level. Ooh, wow. I thought like they're not having a lot. Actually they are just like filling in the whole things. I will be unable to go over it, but I'm gonna do a debrief. This is like so good. Yesterday, Johanna from a team said like, did you see the level of engagement? It was so good. And I want to honor you for that, because it really is. It's so fun if you're engaging, if you're playing, if you're allowing, that just brings so much energy. So that was so good, and it's good again. Dagny, level 2, my current business, level 1, health and manifesting money. Great to understand where you are at. And then when you're in the level 1, you can just see it and like be in that energy and feel it, because once you do, it's so much easier to pull other things into that frequency, because it's all related. So now you have this thing in level 1. I know how effortless this feels. I know how good this feels, how exciting I feel. Let's allow more in. Let's see. I just booked a session for a pedicure. I have my nail polished again and remove the old. That's desire. Let's do it for first time. Yes, before maybe it's like, oh, like just because I can. That's desire. Yeah. I could do it myself, but yeah, that's it. That's desire. Allowing yourself that. And just know, giving permission usually goes with a lot of release of shame and guilt. Okay? So if you're going through that, usually what comes up is, well, it's not really necessary. Level 2, thank you very much for showing me the thought. The thought I used to have is, it's not very, like, is it practical? Then I do it, level 2. But do I need it? Level 2, yes or no? That would be the thing. But do I desire it? Very different question. Very different question, very different energy. Just watch the thoughts you have. Level 2, the picture in almost all areas. I'm already seeing some shifts through what the perspective of desire. Just ask yourself, what would I desire? And a good thing to kind of go into is if, and this is an important one, okay? Open your ears. If it wouldn't have any consequences, what would I choose? If I wouldn't hurt anyone, if I wouldn't, like, money wouldn't be a thing, time wouldn't be a thing, so no consequences whatsoever. That will get you right straight into your desire. Desire does not necessarily mean expensive, okay? It does not. It doesn't mean that. It means what feels like from a soul level is the choice I like feel most excited about. Excitement is a clear like thought and frequency and feeling from a level 1 choice in activation. Lynn, for a little while that I wasn't living my best life, I felt so stuck. I decided to move to England for 2 months to blow away all the cobwebs. I can't believe how different I feel since I moved. I honestly didn't fully realize how suffocated I was. Wow, what a difference. I'm so happy. Sounds so good. I do see my action to create situations. And so that was about the desire, right? I think. Sometimes I'm not really clear on what it's tuning into. This morning in Dutch, I bought red roses for myself. Very well done. That's just clearly desire. I acted out of desire, but from time I let in the 2. I need to fix this, solve this. Yeah. I find myself hesitating around getting clear about desires. And yesterday I spent time thinking about what I want, but still had some fear. What do I want? And so when you try to think your way into desires, it's very hard. Feel yourself into your desires. Okay? Do not think that's a very level 2. And so that is like really hard because it will get you into fixing and all of that strategy level 2. But the feeling like what excites me, no consequences, think about it, doesn't hold any consequences. It also doesn't say, okay, just to give you a good, like just to understand, if you want something and you desire something, we think we should have it now. But what if you don't need to have it now? What if you can just desire for the sake of desiring and like bringing more to the desire and loving it more? And what if you can just desire without, if you don't get it now, it means something about you. It means something about your manifestation power. It means something about how capable you are. No, it actually doesn't. I was watching this beautiful documentary about coaches on Netflix. And this woman, this is a thing about desire. She was 18 or 20 and she was doing basketball in for students like on college, right, or university. She didn't win the national championships. She didn't. Because of her one mistake, she didn't. Then she became a coach. Then she didn't have a real good team. And then she created audience and she did all the things. Of course, she became champion with that team. Can you feel how meaningful that was? She literally said, if I would have been the champion, this was, she literally used the words, divine intervention. We only want divine intervention to give us what we want. What if sometimes divine intervention is not getting what you want now so that you can build a stronger relationship with your desires. Yes? Just think about it. It's not now. You can want what you want without having to have it now, without now I know it, now I need to do it. Actually, you don't. You can just love it. It would be so good. Oh, there's so much more. So well formulated. Thank you. Let's face it. We need to change frequency to present time and allow when ready with divine awareness. Consequences are a natural part of life. No reason to fear it. No. But sometimes it becomes this block. People don't even go into feeling into their desires because they feel so fearful. Now I need to do it. If you are an like recovering overachiever like myself, that is part of it. Because if you always like do it instantly, if you're that kind of energy and you feel like I desire it and now I'm not bringing it, it feels like failure and it feels like disappointment, which is clearly not a level 1 frequency. So how can you allow the level 1 frequency of desire to be there and to linger in that? That's it, because then it will come together. And we will go into that right now. I have so much to talk about. I'm like, this is already 20 minutes in, oh God, you know? But I will, like, it will be perfect. Intention setting. They were very clear, like, you have to speak into that. Again, in the levels, because they say it's so clear for everyone, we're going to continue in that for the next days, just because it gives such clarity. Intention setting, you can do it in 3 ways. I always ask, what is your intention? I always do that because I understand energy and I understand focus. Level 3 is the people who do not set any intention, right? Life just happens. And be honest. How often do you not set any intention for the experience of life? Let's be very honest. Oh, I'm doing it once a day. Okay, for what? Are you doing it for the relationship? Are you doing it for the money? Are you doing it for the love? Are you doing it for the health? Are you doing it for the purpose? Just be very honest, okay? And it's okay. No, just be honest. Like how often we're actually not fully attuning to our power and our divinity. It's level 3. Level 2, the butterfly effect. I come here, she's asking me, I have an intention. I actually have a lot of words, and it's somewhere along those lines. This is what I want to get out of this experience. Never really thought about it that clear, but let's go for purpose would be good. Maybe divine activation would be nice, some elevated frequencies, give me the solution to all my problems, and then I'm good, okay? And there's nothing wrong with it. And I'm bringing it this light way because I'm like you. Do not think I'm not. I know it. That's why I can bring it in the way. Level 1. I put the hand on my heart, or however you do it, but it's very effective. I breathe. I connect to who I am. I'm not distracted by all the people on this call. I'm not distracted by me. I'm not distracted by anything. I just feel my heart. And if everything is possible for me, and I can allow my divinity to flow through me, what is the intention I have? And usually it's a bigger intention than just for you. Suddenly you want more for you and for the people around you and for humanity. Suddenly it becomes more. If you attune and give from the heart into this class, into this experience, like that level of energy, that will lead a long way. That's not need. Can you feel the difference? That's why you are on this call. I promise you that. You are on this call because you can feel this calling into something bigger than just you. But it is inclusive to you, to your loved ones, to the world. That is the level of intention setting. So if you say, I want to attune to my divine self, is that good for you? Yes. Is that good for us? Yes. Is it good for the world? Yes. So it's not necessarily what you say, it's how you connect with it from a bigger perspective. But it comes through you. So it is you first. Let's be very clear. It's not humanity first. That doesn't work. If you have been like me, I was always everyone else, humanity first. Always, because I could feel the bigger calling. I just didn't understand that it had to be me first. I need to be in first. And if I'm all in, and I'm doing it in this way, it's always good for everyone. But when I'm coming from need, how strong is the intention? How powerful is it what I will bring into the world? It's not. So what is your intention? And it can be very simple. Usually not a lot of words. For me, if I'm like this, it just feels like divine co-creation. It's for me right now why I come on this call. I want to like co-create with you in divinity. I want to bring out your divinity. I want you to feel like the frequency and the potential. That's why I'm here. But I feel good in that. I love being in a space like this. There's no better place for me than to be here and just to be so tuned in and to see all these beautiful faces, like Bobby smiling every time. So I know like she likes my jokes. It's good. It's a win-win. And if I know to like ignite something in you and you now take that into your life, that's even better. And it will. So what is yours? Joyful being. And again, if I have not been touching on your comments, it's not because I don't love you. It's not. It's because I have limited time. And I would love to have personal conversations with all of you. All of you, okay? If I could, I would, because I love this so much. Shine my light always. Being who I truly am. Yes, you can feel it, right? And you know who that is because you already plug into that. Because sometimes people say you need to be more precise in your wording. I'm like, no, you need to be precise in the frequency and you understanding what you mean by that. That's the only precision you need. Like if other people understand your intention is really not important. It's like, can I feel it? Is it embodied? Can I feel it? If you can feel it, you don't need words. The thing is, words are very limited. So sometimes it's like I'm trying, that's what I do. I see a lot of images, a lot of comes through, and I try to explain it through words as good as I can. But my intention is that the radiance of the message is landing in your heart. And so the words are just here to entertain us. Okay, that's how I see it, because I need to give your mind some kind of concept, but my real intention is for it to land in your heart. Being me in connection, be my supernatural self, heart connection, alignment. Can you see, comparing to yesterday, how it changes? How it's 1, 2, 3, 5 words. Maybe a little bit more, but just like see how when you are tuned into the divine frequency, everything suddenly becomes very simple. You don't need a lot of words because you know, trust, you can feel it. This level of trust is what, like it's literally the only thing that matters. Okay? And I know you remember it now. And I also know when you go back into your life, sometimes you forget. That's why these moments, level 1 moments, are so important to our souls and our personalities. Because we are fully on now, and then we go into the world and people say stuff and do stuff, and then we kind of start like doing this a little, but then we come back full, and then we bring it back into our lives. And so that's why it's so important to be in places like this for people like us. It's like breathing. This is like breathing for us. It's as important. If we want to ignite change in this world, being in elevated level 1 situations is a necessity, not just a desire. I promise you that. In order to be able to radiate your light into the world, this is of the greatest importance. What else? Being my divine self, be happy, joyful, be connected to the divine and be present. I love that a lot. Miss Nikki, I love your name. That's such a good name. So little like adjustment or add on really. When you do this, there's like an even better way. You want to feel your feet. Did you feel your feet? Otherwise, just bring yourself back and then understand how you can be tapped into your divine state and feel your feet, your toes, wiggle them. Why? Because this is your divinity embodied. If you can feel your toes, it's not just in this space, you're bringing it all down. If I would say, see the earth, like all of that, it's good, but it's multidimensional. I want you in physical form to embody it. So when you set intentions, feel it in your toes, in your hands. Okay, next level. So thank you for that about being present. It's fun because we will talk about this more about level 1, what it means to align. And it is like what we're doing right now, realizing that there's enough space for me to be more of me. Yes. And you being more of you is actually activating everyone to be more of themselves. It's not an either or, it's an and. So today, alignment. Level 3 alignment is where you're just reacting to life. Okay? Alignment means I'm aligning to what? What am I aligning to? A lot of people are aligning, you could see that very good in Corona time, to a level 3, to the news, to what the neighbor is saying, to the mood of your partner, to your child maybe who's in a bad mood, to whatever's coming in your face, in your reality. It's a very reality-based level. And it's not necessarily good or bad, it just is. So when your reality is good, you feel good. And when your reality is not as good, you feel bad. So it's very much reactive depending on whatever is happening. So something bad is happening in my life. I become sick. I go through a divorce. Something is not going in the way I want it to go. It's not divinity into motion. How I experience it and how I look at it. So now I'm reacting to this, what is available there, but also emotionally what is available. That's also part of the alignment. I'm aligning to the emotions which are just there. I'm feeling good. I have a great day. I align with that. I'm not feeling that good. Oh, my day is just turning into this. Emotions are very tempting to align to. Anyone? If you are an intuitive, like me, and you are highly sensitive, emotions of yourself and others and atmospheres are our biggest challenge. They are, because it's so tempting, because we can feel it in all of our senses. So it's like, let's align to that. But there's no intentional choice. It is just happening to us. Okay? Can you feel how that is survival mode? It's happening to us. On a daily basis, I encounter this multiple times. I promise you that. I just see it. I'm aware. And that's the trick. It's not about never, because we're human, never being like, I only operate from level 1 alignment. Well, you probably do not have a business, a husband, and 4 children. You're probably on the mountain. Yes, good for you. And we're looking for embodied leaders in this world who actually live a life. That's the biggest change. Okay, we're not looking for those monks on a mountain. We're looking for you in your life with all the things happening. That's the one I'm talking to, because it's very easy on a mountain, right? We can all do that. It's very easy. So it's not about making yourself wrong. It's just awareness. Okay, this whole 3-part experience is about expanding your awareness and being able to upgrade your experience in the moment, but also sometimes when you're tuning out. Sometimes in the moment, when your children are fighting, it's very hard. Okay, so level 3 is you're not prepared. There's not, if I go to the dinner table prepared, in alignment with my highest, and I do that, do you think I can handle some fights? I can, from a very different alignment than when I'm busy. Oh, I have to do all these things and now they're fighting. Oh, wow. And now suddenly the whole thing explodes. It's not because of them. It's because I am not prepared energetically. I'm aligning to the reality. I'm not aligned to my highest source. Okay? Level 2. Now we're getting there. It's where we have a goal. Smart. Anyone? I'm joking. It's like we have a goal and we're going to align to it and we're going to do it. And if any of you ever had like hard work as a code activated in you, like efforting, this is the one. This is the one. It will be clearly here because you think by doing it through your 5 senses and it making sense that you will get the results. Well, in some cases you actually do. But, and are you also feeling so ecstatic, happy, fulfilled, accelerated? Okay, that's the difference. This is functional. It's where you read a book and they tell you to do ABC and you're doing ABC and you're like, well, it works for you, but not for me. There's one little missing ingredient they did not tell you. That's a level 1 ingredient. That's why it's not working for you. It's not because the method is not working. It's not because the strategy is not working. It's because there's this missing element. Most people in all of their arenas, or at least many, are operating here. This is why people are not wildly healthy, impactful, wealthy. It's because they are operating on this level. It's a very human level. There's nothing wrong. People can live very good lives on this level because you will get results. If you're putting in the work, you will get your results. You will. So this is where you see people who are very disciplined. They're doing the thing, but you're mainly looking at them and you're like, is it also fun? I wouldn't want to trade with that person. Anyone? You see them having the results you have and you're like, not in that way. Like, I mean, they have the results, but they just are not in that state. Yeah, makes sense? Just like, again, look through your life. Where are you operating on this? Very much, it makes sense. I do A, I do B, I get C. And in some cases, you are doing actually A and B and C is not happening. It's like, I'm doing all the things. I'm doing all the things. Why is it not working? Let's see. Definitely the biggest challenge. I want to have fun while getting the results, which is very good because that's level 1, okay? We all, again, are operating on these. If I hear myself talking because it comes through me, okay? And I'm thinking in the meanwhile, pay attention, you. Pay attention to what you are saying. Because I'm in, like, we can never not be in it because we are in duality, okay? So it's like, it will be part. Just how can we see it? Are we aware? Do we desire to shift it? In some cases, it's really effective with my children that they do an ABC thing. Because if I had to reorganize every morning with 4 children, how we're doing breakfast, I promise you, it will drive me crazy. So it's not about no structure, to be very clear. It's not. It's about, is it not just the A-B, but is it giving me the results I'm looking for? And is it giving me the love and the excitement? That's the level. You attune to the quality. This can be also like a quantity frequency. I'm doing the things. You feel on autopilot. Okay, that's the thing. How is this landing? Let's see. I allow myself to expand in all areas with ease and grace. Yes, that's certainly not a level 2 thought. Can you feel the thoughts you are thinking? I have to do this. I can't ask this person. If I'm not doing this, no one does it. Why is no one listening? Da, 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 da. Okay? Very critical. What am I doing wrong? These are usually like, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just the frequency. Just understand that you can just like allow me to watch the news and I'm in level 3 instantly. That's why I don't do it. I actually turn it off when I see stuff like that because I know it's activating that. I'm not looking for that. I'm very intuitive, very sensitive. Do not think I don't, like, I have to hold my heart because if I don't, I will be sucked into the collective energy. So I know exactly when to say stop, and I do that. Okay, it's not that you suddenly now, with your sensitive nature, I always thought I had to become like someone else. That meant being not sensitive. And then people would say, you are oversensitive. I know, and I don't know how to change it. Well, it was not actually changing that. It was learning to master my reality in a different way. Yeah? Level 1. That is what we're doing in here. It's co-creation. Level 2 is still where you're looking for signs, you spiritual people. Where you're looking for the signs, and the signs will tell you it's gonna happen outside of you. As if something outside of you is doing the thing, okay? Spiritual people, be honest. We all have done this to some degree, right? Sometimes it's also very fun. We see the angel numbers. I love seeing angel numbers, okay? I just do not attach like the meaning. I'm not waiting for that to tell me that it will happen, okay? It's something different. That will not decide whether it will happen. So level 1 is co-creation, the highest form of co-creation. And so it brings you into alignment with your highest source from the desire, and you align with that. What do you think you need in that? Where permission and trust was on like activation, courage and surrender are the clues here to upgrade. Courage and surrender. I'm not saying it's always easy. So you allow the process and the timelines not to be the thing with which you align. That's not what you're aligning to. You're aligning to the highest potential and frequency when it comes down to this, and you express it through your senses. It's not, it comes through my senses and I react to it. It's like, I'm aligning to this, and the thoughts, like, and the alignment comes in, and I know this is it. It's a frequency of knowing, alignment. And what a lot of the times happens is you are in level 1 and then you go back to 2 because it doesn't manifest quick enough. Okay? So that's what I mean with courage, being courageous enough to align with the choices of the desire, to align with this rather than to align with other, like what is happening. It's very tempting. The emotions, going back to reality, what other people are doing. You align to your divinity. It's the highest source. It has the biggest wisdom, knowledge, all of it. It has everything. Do you know what happened lately to me? I asked for guidance. You're very curious now what kind of fantastic message they gave to me. Some of you already know, some of you don't. Do you know what they said? Breathe. Middle fingers up. Are you kidding me? Yes. And I know it's true because Breathing was the thing what was of the highest importance to me in that moment. Nothing else. No doing, no trying, detoxing from all of that. So just breathe. Breathing and trusting and surrendering is usually so much harder than just doing the ABC thing. That's why a lot of people continue to do ABC, sometimes because then they think they are worthy to receive, sometimes because it gives you control, sometimes because you just repeat the pattern as you have been seeing it from others. Level 1 is a very unexplored way. It's the new way. And so we're looking for people who are operating on that level, but not a lot of people are. Most people are not, actually. And so this is why I say about soul ambition. This is where you just feel this calling so strong, this level of conversation, this level of connection, this level of co-creation, because you understand when you are in places like this, your whole blueprint starts being activated and changing. So now suddenly you can hear the messages in bigger ways. Now suddenly you understand, if I feel this way, this is how I choose. But then you're back to the partner, the child, and now you need to remember it. So having the breathing time to actually be in places like this is important, because it activates a frequency we are unable to activate on our own. So maybe you think, as I'm talking this way, I would be able to do this without you. I am not. I am unable to give you this message if I wouldn't see faces on this screen. If I would just have to talk, it wouldn't come in the way it comes when I deliver it in the physical presence of humans. Then it comes. And so this level of co-creation is what is activating the new codes of humanity. Yeah, but when I say this to the people around me, they don't understand me. They're like, what is that thing you're doing? How many of my clients like, oh, are you going back behind the camera doing that thing with her? They're like, okay, who is she? Like, okay, I kind of like her, but she's also a little, like, I know all the stories of the husbands. But we know, being in this place, it's so important because it activates the next level of alignment. Because if you're in this and now you're thinking about your business, suddenly a very different level, energy answers, guidance, downloads come through. So you want to align to the downloads of your highest potential. And if you are unclear, you create a space where you just are and you enjoy life. That's why the frequency of gratitude is a thing. But it's not like, well, let's write 5 things of gratitude in my journal every day, and now I will, like, you don't attune to that way. You attune to it by me just picking these beautiful flowers out of my garden, asking for permission to the plants, and some of them said no. Okay. So I was like, yeah, we're here for you. So I put those two together. I loved being able to connect with them, then to ask them to be with me. Yes. It's a whole experience. And so having this level of co-creation, I'm not just talking about co-creation on this, I'm also talking this kind of co-creation. Very different from me going to the shop, quickly doing my groceries, flowers, because I like to have flowers next to me. Can you feel the difference? It's a slower pace. It's not an A-B, okay? Anyone knows the managers who tell you, and they will drive you crazy, no space, go left, go right. Now you have to do this and that. Anyone? Like, I used to have like people looking over my shoulder, seeing what I would do, and it would not get me in divine alignment. It would get me into terror. So just understand, level 2 is that. Guides, I need an answer, and you need to give it now. I have people in my community asking all sorts of questions. which I love. Level 3 questions, level 2, level 1. What do you think happens with the level 3 question? They get a level 1 answer, but it's like, well, it's level 3, so you get the elevated version. Of course you do. Level 2, suddenly not. Level 1, magic happens. Magic happens. In my Q&A, when people ask level 1, everyone says afterwards, oh, this was so good. You think it was because I was answering? No, it was because they started asking from their level 1 co-creation perspective. What do you think if you start operating on a level 1 with your love? Would you nag him about the socks? Would you do all those things? And no, you would not. So sometimes having more space is the thing. It's not because you don't know what level 1 is. It's because you expect level 2, the answer to come outside of you, either from a guide, from someone else. Level 1 alignment is that you trust the intuition, you trust the feelings you are experiencing when you are in it. A lot of different ways of alignment. That's alignment to the level 1. It's not because you have to. In this relationship, I always have to do this thing. Oh, really? Well, do it if you like to. That's when we got a cleaning lady multiple days a week. Because I didn't want to have those level 3 conversations all day long, and it was not working. Took it to a level 1. She's amazing, by the way. So it's allowing yourself to start co-creating on a level 1. Trusting yourself, being courageous enough to wait when it's not there. And I know we want it now. Because if it's not there for a reason. Enjoy the view. You can beat the drum of it's not there, it's not there, it's not there, it is not there. Or you can say, it's not there. I always trust it's not there for a reason. That's why I do not have to have these conversations and ask them all the questions, because if I have to know, they will tell me. I will know. I will sense it. I will get the download. My sister was saying, oh, you just got it before, like yesterday or the day before yesterday. I said, oh, I know what we're going to talk about. Do you think when I send you the email, I know what we're going to talk about? You think so? I don't. I do not. I know the vision, the intention very clearly. This is a high-level conversations for those powerful, soul-ambitious women. They need, like, I want to elevate it. That's it. Because I want them to stand into their power. I don't know the exact thing. And then my sister said, right before the call, are you ready? I said, yes, I just got the download. She's like, right on time. Do you know they're always right on time? They're never like hours and days in advance. They don't bother me with that. I just trust they're right on time. They're always right on time. Always. That's level 1 co-creation. Level 2 is I can connect, but you have to give it to me by then, because otherwise I trust 100% alignment. I trust that the people who are here, the people who will listen, that they will give me the examples, the things, all of it. That's it. Let's see. What is landing in this? There's so much here. I can be on the highest level and then drop down again. How do I stay on the highest vibration? Yes, I'm on level 2 and level 3 something. Okay. Give yourself permission to be human. Okay? I've tried all the things. I have connection 24/7. The truth is, I'm also human. And there's so much deliciousness in being human. So if you drop the frequency, you start focusing on your senses intentionally. That helps a lot. You look at a tree. You feel your beautiful child. You kiss them. You taste delicious food. Senses will easily take you, because there's no judgment. There's no, I need to come out of this. It's like, so if you're in a different level, get to your senses, but not in your mind. Just focus on looking. Do you know how, like years ago, we would cycle, right? I would cycle to my work. And then I would focus, that woman has a red coat. And then I would see this on, like I would literally practice focus outward because my inner world was so messed up and I was so sensitive and I couldn't understand at that time that it was collective energy, how to put it. I didn't have a clue. I was just like this turmoil of like everything was what, until I realized this is the power I have. I can focus on this or I can focus on that. So that is one of the ways. And there's a lot of ways. And like we teach a lot of the ways, but that's a very easy, accessible way you can always do. You can even just focus on this, right? That's it. No one holds me, I hold me. Breathe, okay? Let's see what is learning. Alignment, frequency of knowing, breathing, trusting, allowing intuition, explore the new way. Get that. Level 1 is the new way. We came to introduce the new way to ourselves in physical form. That's why co-creating in communities like this is so important, because it helps us. We don't need to do it on our own. Alignment is not about doing it on your own. Okay? So allow yourself to be part of this. And then it's like allowing this new way to spread into your life, to your children, your clients, your family members, without judgment of them having to catch up as quickly as you do, because they are incapable to do that. They have their own paths. All is in divine timing. So many great reminders that I've lived level 1 in most areas before, but having lots of doubts and fears to overcome again since the death of my son. I am so sorry to hear that, and I'm sending you all my love. And it's like, what if you could imagine this, right? This is for me the biggest loss I could ever experience. Like for me, it wouldn't be like anything worse to imagine. So I'm sending you all the love. And what if you can align to the level 1 so that it was actually meaning something, so that it was actually accelerating you into something bigger? What if you can use the love for an acceleration, for meaning, for significance, if anything? And I'm sending you all the love simultaneously, because this is not easy. Trust and know all will happen on the good time and the good way, and keep following your heart. Building trust and courage. Believe that they are right on time when I align with my highest source. They will be. It's so fun when they are. It's actually a really fun game. It's like, oh, thank God, you are here again. Thank God. Yeah. So for today, what have you been taking out of this whole session? I'm curious. Start like dropping it. What has been, because it's all expanding your awareness in your life so that you can attune to a higher level for you. Understanding you are human, understanding how important it is that you allow your soul to breathe in this kind of frequency so that it's easier for you to align with the level 1 in your life. We're in it together. We just are. Let's see. Rita, our beautiful writer. Co-creation aligned to your divinity brings you in alignment with your highest source. Courage and surrender are the clues to operate. Yes, allow the process, breathe instead of doing ABC. Give yourself permission to be human. She's so good at summarizing all the stuff, always. Like, it's really good at that. Trust and surrender and love. This was expanding my trust to a next level. Divinity as human in the 3 levels. Yes. I've been pushing and exerting too much effort in my career space, but when I'm in level 1, it's so fun and the wisdom and answers flow through me. It just is like that. And like excitement is the thing. You know, level 1 alignment, it's exciting for you. It doesn't feel like work. It feels exciting. It's such a clear clue. Level 1, excitement. So many practical tools of awareness I can participate in, I think, for the holiday time. Yes, trust, trust, trust. Attune and focus. Yes. So level 1 is operating on a very high level of confidence and trust. Like what I say, I just expect them to be there. It's a high level of confidence. And it's a high level of excitement. And you will know when you're there. So I will see you all again tomorrow, 3 p.m. CST. Start looking in your life. Where are you aligning with what? Allow this not to just be this beautiful Netflix experience. It's good to watch. Allow this to be something that changes your life. I really want that for you. And it helps you to attune to something so much bigger that wants to come forward through you. I so love all of you. And so, Johanna, can you make sure everyone can say goodbye by unmuting themselves? And then we say goodbye, and I see all of you tomorrow.